Are you happy with new signings?
Yeah, so I am really happy with the transfers that we've made this transfer window. We've got a really good group of players together, particularly a young group of players as well. We can develop, they can learn from each other constantly, and they'll progress very nicely. So I think we've got the foundations of a really good team that can eventually get us into Europe and things like that.
How are you feeling about that £15 million transfer you made off camera too?
Yeah, I'm having a few second thoughts about. Hopefully he's not watching the press conference, but I am having a few second thoughts about that £15 million signing that I've made in between episodes. We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out if he's going to be good or not this season. But it is a risky bit of business, but hopefully it pays off. Hello and welcome back to the Leeds United FM20 save. Hope you're all doing well and looking forward to today's episode where I've made another signing that you didn't see on the transfer special yesterday, which by the way blew me away just completely. Like the support that video got, there were more views in that video in the first 24 hours than there were in episode 1 in the first 24 hours, and that's kind of unheard of when you're putting together a series like this. It's always episode 1 is the biggest one, episode 2 gets a little bit less, 3 gets a little bit less, but episode 7 and episode 8, which were the last 2 episodes you've had, have both done better in the first 24 hours of them going live than all the other episodes, like episode 1 included. So it's mental. Like, thank you ever so much for you guys who just keep coming back and supporting this, and I guess even more of you keep coming along and supporting it. It's massively appreciated. So I'm going to up the likes target today. Normally we go for 150. Today, 200 likes on today's video, please. That would be massive. So in today's episode, we've got the second and third league fixtures of the season. We have played the first one already against Wolves and we lost 1-0. We actually were slightly better in that game than Wolves, but Wolves were, I don't know, they nailed our tactics a little bit. They just had a better tactical player thinking. Despite all our chances, we couldn't break them down. They got us through a free kick and that was that. So a quick little look, as you can see, we did lose 1-0 to Wolves. As you can see, 23 shots to 19, loads more possession, but they just had that slightly more defensive formation, which we couldn't quite break down. They got us on a free kick and that was that. But obviously, after that game, we have made another signing. So it's time to see who it is. £15 million I've spent, and after getting them in, I'm starting to think it might be a little bit of, not a waste of money, but I think we've spent too much on him. £15 million was the price that Barcelona listed him for. If you've maybe got it from that, it's Carlos Elena. He's back, this time permanently for £15 million. I just think I've spent a little bit too much. He's a very, very good player. But when you consider the quality that we brought in for cheaper, and the one transfer that was more expensive was £1.5 million more expensive, and he probably is the best player in the squad, Matthias Vital, or Vital. I'm going to say Vital, I'm sorry, I know I'm going to get it all wrong, but Matthias Vital. Carlos Elena, £15 million. I'm not sure if it quite represents quite as good value for money. He actually comes in as technically the second best centre midfielder. Vital's going to play in that attacking field position, so he comes in the second best midfielder, but I don't know, because obviously Belmonte, Shackleton and McCalmont all potentially have got more potential than Elena, so I don't know. We'll see how it pans out, but let me know in the comment section if you think this is a good transfer. Potentially there is one more in, but it relies on a whole chain of transfers to go through before we can get this guy into the club. I'll tell you what, I'll show you him right now, right here, right now. It's Adam Holzek, okay? Scouts came back, saw this guy, thought he was amazing. So I thought, okay, let's get him. He's a winger on both sides, more right winger than a left winger, but can play both sides and can play striker. Has got pretty decent physicals, pretty decent mentals, pretty decent technicals. Only 18 years old and is classed as a wonder kid. So it all looks good to me. We've had to pay some money for him. £10 million, potentially rising to £17 million. There's actually 12.5 up front when you include his signing on fees. So we've got to raise £12.5 million, and currently we've only got £4 million. So players have to leave. We have sold someone, Lawrence de Bock. Had no idea he was in our squad. I just found him in the under-23s. He's 27 years old. I'm not quite sure what he was doing there, but found him, sold him for £1 million. So that was £1 million that we got for him. And potentially there are players leaving the club. Helder Costa would be one of them, but for a bit of a cheaper fee than what I would have been hoping for. Only 6.5 rising to 9.25. So it wouldn't be enough on its own to get us enough money. But if he goes, then obviously Holzek comes in simply just to replace his position essentially. So it's a like for like replacement, except Holzek's younger and got more potential. So that's quite good. Also trying to get rid of Kum Temenushkov and Rafa Mushka, which I've absolutely butchered as well. But again, I'm not quite sure if these ones would have quite enough. Where's oh, Kun's there. He's there. 650k is what he's going to for Burnley. Like, that plus 6.5, that's 7 million or so. It's not enough. We could move the wage budget around a little bit, which would help us out a little bit as well. I've asked the board for more money. The board said you can't have any more transfer or wage budget, despite us, if we have a quick look, being £48 million to the good. Like, they're not letting us have any more, which sounds a little bit stupid to me. Just give me the money and get him through the door, but they're not letting me do that right now. So we've got to raise the funds ourselves, and we might not do it. So hopefully we'll get an update on that later in today's episode. In the meantime, we've got Norwich and Blackburn coming up today. Two teams promoted from the Championship last season. So ideally, we should be schooling the new kids on the block. And I've only said that so I can get myself looking like a teacher on the thumbnail. That's the only good idea I had, so that's why I've said that. So for the game against Norwich, we're going to stick with the 4-2-3-1 tiki-taka that we used last season. We've got Farines in goal, obviously our new keeper, just come back from injury. He actually missed the game against Wolves, so we had to play Meslier in that game. And he played very well, to be fair, kept almost a clean sheet, was undone by the free kick, but everything else he handled very, very well. So a very capable number 2 for us there. But Farines to make his debut for us right now. Haps is back. He's slightly more attacking than Nedliakov. So we're going to play him in that more sort of attacking style. So he's going to play today alongside Valentini, who's going to come in. But him and Josko will rotate quite a bit. Koch will obviously play most of this season as well. And Filler will play most of this season too. Calvin Phillips keeps his place. But I'm going to keep rotating centre midfielders until I find someone that I like. Now, last season, this was our playmaker, and last season, this was an attacking midfielder. But because Vital is so good, he's our best player, I want to use him in his best role, which is an advanced playmaker on attack or support. Now, ideally, maybe attack would be better, but we've got 2 wingers on attack, and I feel like that'd be too many people on attack there. So I want to keep him on support, but there's always the opportunity to then put him on attack and put these guys on support. At the same time, though, a lot of our centre midfielders want to be playmakers, and a lot of them don't really fit into the system as well in different roles. I've changed to CM support, but no one else sort of fits into that role very, very well. Like McCalmont, for example, he was like full green advanced playmaker. Now he's like half on that, and I feel like I want to maximise that, to be fair, but we'll give it a go and sort of see how it goes for a little while. But there might be a case to swap them over because Vital's so good, he can play a slightly subpar role for him but still excel. That's what I'm thinking. For now though, advanced playmaker, and of course in behind Rodrigo, who hopefully will score another 17 plus goals for us this season. So kickoff is upon us. I think I forgot to mention that Kluivert and Fabrice Hartman are on the wings. Fabrice Hartman and Kulusevski will keep rotating as well until I find someone that like slots into that position perfectly and works well, because they're both pretty similar. Obviously, we have got Fabrice Hartman permanently, so I'd like to play him more because he's our player. But if Kulusevski's going to do better for us this season and help us progress this season, I'd rather start him. But it's trying to find out who's the best, so we'll keep rotating for now. With a lot of positions, that is, quite a few positions. Free kick for us, though, as Calvin Phillips puts it into the area. It bounces around, just comes off the line. I think it was Valentini. It's going to the... I don't know why they show me this. Like, I believe your Football Manager. You know, you can show me that, especially in this 2D view where you can't even see it properly anyway. But I believe you, Football Manager. You are a video game. I doubt you get things wrong. So I believe you. You don't have to show me that it didn't go over the line, because I do believe you. Apart from when I'm adamant it has gone over the line, which actually I think has happened a few times, even in this series maybe at some point. So that's something. Half time though, 0-0. Not a fantastic first half. So aggressive, not happy with performance out there. Turn it around in the second half and win this game, please. And hopefully they're going to do that right at the start of this second half, as Hartman gets it across to Belmonte on his debut as well. Kluivert out wide, inside, come on, into Rodrigo, goal for us. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The first one of the season, and you love to see it as well. Rodrigo assisted by Kluivert. This is a big season for Kluivert as well. Renumbered to 34. I was told in the comment section that he's chosen number 34 because it's to remember someone who maybe passed away. I'm not sure the story, but I'm sure someone told me that the story in the comment section. So he's back to number 34 now. Norwich though aren't taking this lying down though. They have held us. We've only had 8 shots today compared to the 23 we had against Wolves. So they're holding us better defensively, but it's only a 1-goal lead. It can go away just like that, and potentially that might happen now, as Minamino, who obviously plays for Liverpool in real life, not sure that's a permanent transfer or a loan in game, but he's just pulled one back for newly promoted Norwich, who must be feeling pretty good about themselves right now. They've got Danny Drinkwater as well, so they've got a pretty experienced midfield actually, so that might count for something. We've got quite the inexperienced squad now, and whilst give it a season or two, they'll be very, very good players. The inexperience and perhaps lack of quality in some areas still, I feel like it's a better team than last season, but last season had more experience. I think we do run the risk in games like this of maybe not being able to hold on to the lead a little bit. But Thomas Belmonte with a good challenge there. Clivert coming forward with the ball. Tackled though, unfortunately, but we do retain possession as Calvin Phillips now into Fabrice Hartman, into Rodrigo. Rodrigo tackled, but we still hold the ball. Filler, can he get it across the 6-yard box? He doesn't. He shoots like they always do. Puts it over the bar. Unfortunately, Hartman's not the best of games today, so Kulusevski on you go instead. I think Elena will come on. And I'm going to make him an advanced playmaker on attack. And I'm going to put Vital as an attacking midfielder on attack. I don't like having two playmakers in my squad. But this is what worked last season for us. So let's just try it in the final 10 minutes or so. Although the distinct lack of highlights seems to suggest that it hasn't really done anything at all. One final get creative. But as the clock ticks down, despite us being the better of the two sides today, we've not been able to get the result we wanted. Unless Elena's corner cleared only as far as Valentini. Back to Elena into Clivert. Clivert to Kulusevski. Hits the post. Oh, agonisingly close right at the end there. As the referee blows the whistle. Again, another one cleared right off the line. Oh, it does show that we've come close. Potentially just not quite maximising all the chances we had. Another day, we'd have won that easily, I think. But it's how it goes sometimes. I'll be honest with you, I'm not worried yet. I'd be more worried if we lost that game and lost it heavily. I think, considering we had some real close chances clear off the line, another day we win that game, another day that's 3 points easy, so I'm not fussed. We've got 5 days off, though, until this Blackburn game, who I think actually have won both their games so far this season by looks of things. Look at the table, Blackburn 5th, won one, drawn one, but you know, obviously they've had a good start to the season. That might be a more difficult game than we might be anticipating. Oh, Helder Costa is ready to go to Flamencao in Portugal. So that's 7.25 are being given, but the board letting us have 6.25. Accept it. It's not quite enough for Holzek, but it should get us nearly there, and then we can adjust the wage budget, can't we? So it should be absolutely fine for when Holzek comes in. So that's the plan. Helder Costa's gone, and Holzek coming in. We've got 10.5, we need 12.5, but we can adjust the budgets. So we'll do that. Adam Holzek, welcome to the club. Okay, I think I'm happy. After 50 league appearances, £5 million. After 20 goals, £2 million. So you probably won't be able to match that for the next 3 seasons. I don't know how much he'll play, to be fair, but he won't get 50 games this season, so we're not spending that money this season at least. I've never had him in the game before, but I've heard lots of good things, so I wanted to buy him and try him out. Yes, he's more of a right winger, but can play anywhere. Let's compare him with Fabrice Hartman straight away. As you can see, head and shoulders currently as it stands in every area apart from attacking, better than Fabrice Hartman right now. So potentially we could put Hartman out on loan because he might not get the game time, but Hartman can also play on the left-hand side. So it's just good to have all this versatility in the youngsters, in the wingers and things like that. They're good players. We'll keep hold of them both. But I do think that's all of the business in this transfer window done. I'm pretty happy with it. Of course, Liam Cooper is playing for Blackburn. That's who we sold him to. So we're going to be playing against Liam Cooper today. Hopefully he scores another great own goal, but obviously that'd be beneficial to us this time. But obviously Blackburn have hit the ground running, not lost the game yet, so I think a little bit of continuity from last season might help out. So Josko will make a centre-back partnership. I think as well, Shackleton will come on as an advanced playmaker. I think we had... Do we have on... I'll go attack, and then we'll move advanced attacking midfield on support. Just for that continuity that we had last season in both tactical play and in that sort of back line. I think as well, Kulusevski will come on, we'll give him another run out at right wing too. But I think that's all I want to do. That's all I want to change. And fingers crossed we get our first win of the season. So, kickoff is upon us once again. Now, they're also playing a 4-2-3-1, although I think they're playing with 2 CDMs, so it's going to be hard to break them down. They're going to be quite packed at the back, but we should have a fair bit of freedom, actually, in the centre of midfield. So that actually does help out with Shackleton being that playmaker, because you're going to have all that time in the world in the centre of midfield to actually do something creative with the ball. So this might help us out a little bit, actually, having that playmaker in there, as Kluivert can't quite get on the ends of the ball. But Robin Koch on the ball into Filler. Filler looking to not do anything with it. It's swamped by 3 players. If there's anything he could really do there, as Blackburn look to come on the attack. Calvin Phillips has brought his man down. Not a red card. Thought that's what the highlight was for there. Instead, it's even worse because it's a goal for Blackburn, who have started the season off strongly and find themselves in second place after 3 games as results stand right now. Fair play to them. But obviously, a terrible start to the game for us, but we are dominating. I still have confidence in us. I think we can go out there and turn this result around. As Phillips back into Filler. Filler tackled. He's not impressing me hugely so far this season, I must say. Maybe Conor Drammer might have the call-up instead in a few games' time, as Blackburn come forward again. And if we concede a goal, we haven't conceded a goal, but that was a good goal-scoring opportunity for Blackburn, and it all came from us, losing possession literally on their goal line, I would say. So that's something we need to work on a little bit. As he's done it. Of course it was going to happen. Liam Cooper scores against his old club. Blackburn 2-0 up now. And is second season syndrome a thing? I'm going to say no for now. With 3 games of the season, let's stop panicking, Tom, because I am panicking. These first 3 games of the season, I was expecting 7 points from, if I'm honest with you. And right now, we've got 1. And we might consider 3rd goal here as Kennedy, of all people. Is that the former Chelsea player, Kennedy? I feel like it must be. Obviously went out on loan all over the world, probably, I imagine, as well as part of his Chelsea contract. But this first half, despite our dominance, I must say, 10 shots to 8 shots, 65% possession. We've had more half chance. They've had a clear-cut chance, but in terms of actual good chances, we've had more of them with our 2 half chances. So, obviously, a bit of weakness at the back a little bit, maybe. And also, maybe is not quite being 100% match sharp and quite unified. Because it's a complete new front line, to be fair. I mean, Kluivert played a lot last season, but not all the games. Obviously, Rodrigo's like the only stalemate from there. But 2 new players, complete new players on the left end, on the centre and the right. So you can probably tell, but I'm trying to justify why things aren't quite going our way yet. They just need more time to gel together, Tom. That's all it is. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But unfortunately, I'm starting to think that Kluivert could be just... I thought he was coming into his own last season. I really thought he was coming into his own at the end of the last season when he scored lots of goals. Got Player of the Month, for goodness sake. But obviously starting this season as poorly as he started last season. So maybe January time, if he doesn't improve by then, that's time to sort of move him on a little bit. I feel like 18 months is enough time to prove yourself as a player at a club. And he's only shown glimpses so far. And if he doesn't show any more glimpses until January, that might be the time to cut it off a little bit. As Filler loses possession again, Filler has been a thorn in our side a little bit, if I'm honest with you. He's not played very well in either of the games so far today, as Armstrong comes forward for Blackburn. Time to make changes. Rodrigo off, Tyler Roberts, on you come. I want to see what you can do. Kulusevski's had a poor game as well. Maybe it's a good job we did bring Holzek in, because neither Kulusevski or Hartman have had great games so far this season. And I'll tell you what, Haps, not the best of games either. A 6.5. Ned Yalakov, I'll try and get that right, comes on the pitch with him as well. Get creative. Let's go very attacking. We've got nothing to lose at this stage, so we may as well go quite gung-ho. 22 shots we've had today. 22 shots, and we've not been able to score a goal. More than double now the amount of shots that Blackburn have had. Loads of possession. Our pass completion is amazing at 89%. That's really, really good. Tackles, we've won 90% of them, which is really good. Headers, we must have a small squad. I can't say I've checked out the heights of the players, as Blackburn, it's just one of those games, isn't it? One of those games where I feel like we're being FM'd a little bit. Annoyingly, Liam Cooper on 8.3 rating as well. You hate to see that, but Blackburn, congratulations, 3-0. They're having a very good season, aren't they? Blackburn having the same start that we had last season, or a very similar start to what we had last season. We'll pick things up. We'll get better. We do have some tough games in Everton, Leicester and Liverpool in the next 3. Then maybe slightly easy ones with Fulham and Bournemouth, and then we get absolutely shafted in October with Arsenal, Man United, Sheffield United and Tottenham. There are going to be difficult results. I think we come back next time, though, for Tottenham and Burnley. You know, a big team that we should be trying to give a good game, and then a team that we should be beating, like the team we should have beaten today. It's not the best of starts to the season, I'll give you that. But let the players gel over these games, and we might be onto something. If we're not, then I am scared, so you should be too. Either way, thank you ever so much for watching today. Just, again, want to say thanks for your support so far in this series. It's mad. It's blowing my mind, particularly just because of the time of the year it is right now. The time of the year, no one is interested in Football Manager at this time of year because no one ever really is. It's just the end of a life cycle. No one's interested. But for everyone to be here and to have such a good amount of support on the channel at the moment is mind blown away. So thank you very much for that. Really, really appreciate it. If you're still here, please do drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. That would massively, that would massively appreciate. I would massively appreciate that. That's what I'm trying to say. So until next time, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.